Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, my name is Clinton Navigator Bowman. This is the Outerhaven Podcast. We are at the big 100, episode 100, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it's a big anniversary centennial episode for us because it is important, and we will touch on that at the end of the podcast. But for right now, let's get through the intros. Yo, we are kicking it all the way to Saturday. It is Saturday over in this part of the world, Australia. Karl May Smart. Karl, what's up?
Pokemon. It's everywhere. I can't escape it. It's over there. Ah, Pikachu. Ah, don't get me. Ah! I'm dead.
Yo, and also back from the other side of the world, he's back on the land of the Fridays. His name is William Shadows Cock. William, what's up, bro?
Let's just say I have discovered a newfound appreciation for American theater and cinema.
We also have the man that's sitting in weather that's so crazy that we don't know whether it's going to be hot or cold. Joshua Jeremiah JJ, oh, so sexy Piedra. What's going on?
I'm hot. Now I'm cold. I don't know what to feel anymore.
There was a Katy Perry reference somewhere there, but I'm glad we avoided that.
I don't even fucking follow Katy Perry. Don't give a shit about her. So if I made a reference, fuck if I know.
And then we also got the editor-in-chief, the HNIC, the realest N in the room, Keith Shadow Haxer Mitchell. Keith, what's going on?
Shut up before I abuse you. Inside joke. See, I can make light of my situations.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, let's get it going because we got a lot to go over. Today was a Nintendo Direct. We had a Pokemon Direct that was 6 minutes in length. Yes, 6 minutes in length, ladies and gentlemen.
That was the most disappointing Direct ever.
Shut up. Anyways, like I was saying, we got the announcement that everybody was waiting on a brand new Pokemon game, but it wasn't the Pokemon game that people were expecting. It was actually 2 Pokemon games instead of 1. The newest entries into the Pokemon universe, Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon. Now, for those of you that are fans of Pokemon, you're thinking in the back of your head, wait, is this going to involve Solrock and Lunatone? Is this going to involve Ho-Oh and Lugia again? Like, these are questions that are coming in. We don't know much. The only thing that we really know is that with the releases of the 3DS Pokemon games, for Virtual Console Red, Blue, and Yellow, in a future content update, we will be getting the ability to transfer all of our Generation 1 Pokemon to the Pokemon Bank so we can actually bring it over to Generation 6, and Generation 7 games.
So let me ask you, since I really don't care about Pokemon games, I never get involved with them. Not saying that they're not good or bad, I don't know. Is that a big deal or what?
It is a big deal because the problem, with Pokemon Red, Blue, Yellow, Gold, and Silver, and Crystal, there was no way to bring the games from the Game Boy and the Game Boy Color over to the Game Boy Advance. However, you had ways of bringing Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald Pokemon over to Diamond and Pearl, and then Diamond and Pearl over to Black and White, and then Black and White with the advent of Pokemon Bank and Pokemon Transporter to XY Omega Ruby and Omega Sapphire.
Okay.
So there was that, it's on. You had your Pokemon all in your cartridge. You had your Mewtwo that you caught. You had your Surfing Pikachu that you got for Pokemon Yellow. You got the Mew distribution, but then you couldn't really bring it over past Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal. This is a big deal.
You could, but it required a lot of hacks and actually getting some specialized equipment to transfer files on the PC and everything else, which is highly illegal. Nintendo don't like you doing those things.
Yeah, so I mean, in terms of the legal way, assuming that there is going to be a Gold, Silver, and Crystal re-release on the Virtual Console, having Pokemon Bank functionality where you can upload Generation 1 and Generation 2 Pokemon up to Pokemon Bank to bring over to Generation 6 and 7 might actually be a good idea.
I definitely agree regarding to the idea because, like, I believe they also described it in the Direct that, like, because they back in I believe what was the games again that you're able to transfer over again?
Red, Blue, and Yellow.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's what they're doing right now. But like,
the Sun and Moon.
yeah. No, like the ones that actually can bring back into like the
Anything
current
past
generation.
anything past Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald.
Yes,
So
because
anything that came out on the Game Boy Advance and the DS, like you can transfer. Like you'd have to go through generations, but you can transfer the games to the next generation going up until Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
right, and like,
I believe what he was asking was basically anything from the DS era.
yes.
So your black and white, and I believe there was one.
Well, you can do it from the Emerald, from Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, and Fire.
With that
Fire
Yeah,
Red,
yes,
Green.
yes, you can if you have a Generation 1 DS. But what the Pokemon Bank actually works with is the DS era cartridge.
Well, the 3DS era cartridges and the DS era.
And I believe they had like on the Game Boy, during the Game Boy Advance era days, they also had like a wireless transfer as well that you could also trade Pokemon.
The
that
wireless adapter. That was just for link cable. That was it.
Well, yeah, going back to the main topic is that like I think this is a pretty good idea for those who've been collecting Pokemon throughout the generations, and for I think with Generation 1, I know one guy, one of my friends, he is a big Pokemon nut freak. He even asked my Game Boy Color so he could access his Pokemon again, so to upload to the bank. I say that like if you still have your red blue cartridges lying about here, good on you, because that
you can't do it with the cartridge.
Hmm?
It's only with the Virtual Console re-release.
So those people who originally went out and caught, all 151 back in the day when there was 151 Pokemon, you can't actually take those ones and transfer them to the Virtual Console or anything like that. You've got to go do it all over again in the virtual.
Like you'd have to literally do that all over again. But the thing we don't know so far, because Nintendo hasn't really provided information, will the wireless trading be infrastructure or ad hoc? That's something we don't know.
Right.
But that being said, today is Friday. Today's Friday the 26th. Tomorrow's the 27th. At 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time in America, Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow will be made available for download on the Virtual Console.
Or if you're in Australia, you can get them right now.
Yeah, pretty much. Or Japan, or anywhere that it's Saturday.
People live in the future.
Like, for those of you in Guam, you can get it now.
So yeah,
and this week's lotto numbers are transmission got garbled there.
Yes, so we're going to like the directed. So yeah, like I'm happy that they're gonna re-release back the original 3 games, Red, Blue, and Yellow. So I don't know, live back the childhood dreams
Japan
again.
4.
Oh yeah, Green. They had Green, which never got released here.
Well, to be fair, like Red and Green are like technically the same game. I mean, Blue was like the special Speckle Pikachu edition for Red and Green over there.
Right.
So.
And yeah, just like steering a little bit regarding to like the direct itself with the little snippets they showed. Like you talked about regarding to like what was like, if there's gonna be a connection to like Luna, Solrock, or any clues at all regarding to what this next entry is gonna be.
Yeah.
From what I'm seeing like the still frames regarding to what they show. It seems like kind of going for a little like a paradise route. I mean, I know like their main thing has always been with islands. They always had like a bit of a resort kind of thing, but that's one thing I kind of picked up.
I've always noticed that their regions are based off of major cities.
Right.
Kalos being Paris, Unova being New York City, Kanto being Japan, the actual Kanto region of Japan.
So I wonder what this next nation's gonna be. Who is it gonna be now?
Yeah, but also there was kind of like, if you take a close look at the direct, they did show snippets of the game actually being worked on. There seems to be a new Pokemon confirmed, and it looks like Woody Woodpecker.
His name will be Peckerwood.
It's a fake. That's just Torchic revisited.
Torchic revisited. Yeah, but I mean, that's what it looks kind of like. It looks kind of like, something that was drawn out of One Piece. If I remember the character, I don't remember the character's name, but the guy with the big paintbrush that can draw and animate things.
Smeagol.
Migo, thank you. So, it looked like something that he drew. So I was like, all right, cool. That's pretty dope. We're getting One Piece crossovers. Let's do this.
Oh shit.
Nah, but all due respect, I mean, Pokemon Sun and Moon Holiday 2016. This game is coming out this year.
Mm-mm-mm.
So,
If you want to actually play a game that already has a Sun and Moon out, you can play Mega Man Battle Network 4, Red Sun and Blue Moon. All hail Capcom who did the Sun and Moon first.
God damn it.
Yo, Golden Sun, that's a game though, right?
Yeah, that is a game.
Oh shit.
All right, so let's move on. So, Josh, you wanted to lament over an anime that you were watching. It's called Erased. Talk about it. It's yours.
Yeah, Erased here in the United States is what it's known by. In Japan, it is known as Boku Dake ga Inaimachi, which stands for the town where only I am missing. And it is the greatest anime to ever be created since January.
Yo, shouts out to the curve.
But no, actually, I was really skeptical of how many people were just like fawning over this anime because it's like week 2, and this thing was already in the top 10 of my anime list, like top anime of all time. And now it's up to rank 5 after 8 episodes. And after watching this show, I could say with conviction that they are right. This show is that damn good. And kind of had a little bit of a bitter taste in my mouth about it, though, because it kind of stole my idea for my light novel that I was writing and caused me to, lose all faith in finishing this book. So thank you for that.
You better finish that book.
Oh, yeah, but then, people would be like, hey, you just copied Boku Dake. And I'm like, it was my idea first. But yeah, essentially it's about this guy named Satoru Fujinuma, and he has this weird ability where he can jump backwards in time between 1 and 5 minutes. After his mother dies and he's framed for the murder, he jumps all the way back to 1988, which is 18 years in the past, since this anime takes place in the year 2006. And now he has to relive his life to not only undo that murder, but also save one of his classmates, which could be linked to the entire thing. So it's kind of got like that mystery, that murder mystery feel to it, but the whole time leaping thing, since I'm a huge fan of time travel, is like right up my alley. The character acting on there is absolutely phenomenal. Like this latest episode, episode 8, I won't spoil anything, but it was like one of the most emotional episodes I've seen. Just from like a pure emotion standpoint. This is worthy of all the praise in the world that it's getting. And I know it's only February, almost March, but this is already in contention for Anime of the Year. And that's saying a lot since we have shit like Gray Man coming out, Steins Gate Zero coming out, the second season of Attack on Titan coming out. So there's some pretty big heavy hitters slated for 2016. But so far, this anime has been impressing me so much that I think it's going to be a legit contender for Anime of the Year, and it's already February. That's how good it is. So if you're not watching it, fucking watch it.
Wowzers.
Yeah, that's a recommendation. That's a recommendation right there. Fucking watch it. Like, oh.
Yeah, so that's a preview of the review I'm going to do when I get it. I mean, obviously, it's going to get a 10 out of 10 for me unless they completely destroy the ending.
Oh.
Or you get an English dub.
Oh.
That's true.
Yo, but there's some good English dubs out there.
There
I
are.
already solved the mystery. I'm hoping I'm right when I guessed the person who's committing the murders. So I'll have to wait and see for the final episode to see if I am correct. But I have a pretty good idea. But the anime, I guess they've been really hinting at it and dropping all these like not so subtle clues. So if you don't guess who it is by now, then you just suck at like watching and paying attention.
Background noise. Sorry about that, guys. Question for you. So how's the quality? You talked about the story sounding pretty good, but what about the art direction? How does it look?
Art direction is really nice. I forgot it was episode 2 or 3. It ended on Satoru taking Hinasuki over to a quote-unquote Christmas tree, and the absolute beauty of it was just amazing. The art's really good on there. Character design. One thing I really love about the character design is all the facial features that they put into this. It's really weird to say that because anime is anime and characters look like characters, but they've done an amazing job with portraying emotion and facial features with what they've done with this show. It's just absolutely phenomenal. The animation is a little bit above what you would expect from an anime. Usually you see that stop motion type of shit, but this has a little more fluidity to it. So the art direction's good. The soundtrack is just balls out amazing. If there's ever a soundtrack that complemented every scene perfectly, it's this show. Yeah, I mean, I pretty much just gave my entire review right there. I mean, art, animation, sound, story, everything, fucking 10 out of 10.
So Josh won't stop talking about this anime, guys. That means go check it out. It has to be good.
Also, I want to make a clarification. I really don't want people getting the wrong message, ladies and gentlemen. I made an error in terms of talking about the Pokemon Bank compatibility. Yeah, Pokemon cannot be moved directly from Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow to Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, X, or Y. So it's only to Sun and Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, considering you clarified yourself on Pokemon, and Josh has just recently been talking about anime, I'll combine the two into a little bit of news that you sort of skipped over when we were talking the Pokemon anniversary stuff.
Yes.
Is that on February 27th at 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time in the US, the official Pokemon Twitch channel will be featuring a wide array of discussions, gameplay, and analysis of the series over the years with the developers involved in the game.
Okay.
Then, from 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time that same Saturday, Twitch will host an animation marathon of 24 hours of Pokemon episodes, movies, and specials, lasting till 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time Sunday.
So from 9 p.m. Saturday to 9 p.m. Sunday Eastern Standard Time.
God damn
Yeah,
the official Pokemon Twitch channel over at, I believe it's just twitch.tv/Pokemon.
Pretty much.
They will be having a marathon of episodes, episodes, movies, and specials from the entire series of Pokemon. So you're going to get little bits of like the old original series through to current days. But what you want to tune into before then, which is starting at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm not sure what that is Eastern. Anyone?
1 p.m.
All right, 1 p.m. Eastern.
So right after Power Rangers Super Dino Charge. Anyways, I don't know.
Make sure you jump in, because this is going to be the developers and the guys behind all this that have been there since the beginning, talking about Pokemon, the game development history and everything throughout the decades that it's been around, which is going to be a very interesting watch.
I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of, like, when you look at it from there, it's like, when you look at it from there, Nintendo has never been this transparent about anything. Like,
yeah, it's a rare look into a Nintendo developed franchise.
Yep.
So it's definitely those of you who want to see development stuff and stuff like that, this is going to be the type of thing you're going to look at, because it also going to be looking at things like the impact of Pokemon on pop culture as well. So this is basically going to be the Pokemon documentary to end all Pokemon documentaries.
Yup, the documentary we all wanted, and the documentary we all needed.
I still remember back when it first came out back in 1986, like, one expert said that this craze will only last about 1 or 2 years.
1996. 97.
20 years after, we're still rocking.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, there's a problem going on right now.
You did not mention the deviants. I feel excluded. Just saying.
No,
yes.
Eh?
You said, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. What about the rest of us?
Hara?
Do I look like a Tumblrina to you?
Yes.
Yeah. Go
Actually,
back
you
to
do.
Tumblr.
No, it's not.
Well,
See?
the hell with all of y'all.
See? Anywho.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, there's a problem going on right now with YouTube.
I'm sorry. I
And
think it's more than a problem, sir.
Oh, no, it's DEF CON. It was DEF CON. What the fuck? I don't even know what number to put there. There's
It's
a
a
problem.
skull double question mark.
Exactly. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a little bit of issue with something that we like to call in the United States fair use.
or not fair use.
Or not fair use. That is the question. So, a couple YouTube channels, specifically some of my favorites, such as Channel Awesome and Grade A Under A, recently...
Team 4-star.
Team 4-star.
Well, hold on. Can y'all wait?
You said some of
No.
your favorites. That was one of your favorites.
No, hold on. I was making a point.
Okay, we're sorry. Keep going.
Such as Channel Awesome, specifically the Nostalgia Critic, he remembers it, so you don't have to. And Grade A Under A spoke on a little bit of a problem with YouTube, wherein fair use isn't necessarily being adhered to. In terms, there are channels that are getting punished, even though they are following all of YouTube's community guidelines. Yes, rules. YouTube has rules.
No, they don't. I'm sorry. Wait, they have rules. As long as you're not their favorites or making them the money.
Yeah. Anyways, like I was saying, spoke about what's going on recently this week. Team 4-Star's whole YouTube channel,
Peace out.
the umpteenth time at this point, got completely deleted from YouTube. Funimation had nothing to do with it because obviously Funimation loves it.
Yeah, they do.
So Funimation had nothing to do with it, and there's nobody really stating what's going on. Now, Grade A Under A's video, if you want to check out, look up Grade A Under A on YouTube. If you want to check out his video, his 2 videos spoke about fair use and all that other kind of good stuff. Specifically, the first video was more about reaction channels and how they break fair use on a regular basis.
The videos that you're referring to by Grade A Under A are called Everything Wrong with YouTube, Parts 1 and Part 2, just so people can look them up correctly.
Right.
Hey, can you give me the links and we'll post them on this podcast for everybody to check out as well?
Oh, definitely. Great. The first one is the more important one. The second one is a little less serious, but it's kind of just important as well. It basically highlights a lot of channels. He goes into full snitch mode, basically saying this channel does this channel does that, this channel does this, and why is YouTube punishing channels like Channel Awesome and I Hate Everything and M3 Productions and stuff like that for actually following the rules, where people like the Fine Brothers can go and get a channel suspended or removed with 8 followers. Those are questions that's going on. A more important video, if you want to look up where's the fair use, from Channel Awesome, done by the Nostalgia Critic Doug Walker. He remembers it, so you don't have to. I love that guy. He's hilarious. He speaks about the issues that's going on where he got suspended. He got a copyright strike, basically limiting how long his videos can be and affecting his bottom line. He even mentions, if I remember correctly, there was a channel on YouTube that basically stated that, hey, I'm no longer going to do videos on YouTube and I'm just going to host my videos on my website at this point.
And there's also Vessel, too.
Again?
There's also Vessel. I mean, the problem, not to cut you off, the problem with YouTube is the fact that it's accepted as the place for social media and for video. Now, there's tons of other places out there that people can use as well.
Vimeo, Dailymotion, Vessel.
Yeah, but the problem is everybody wants to go to YouTube. And the consensus with that is that if you're not on YouTube, you're not going to get seen. Hence, leads into another issue.
What's the other issue?
Getting seen.
Okay. Keith, I mean, you're making a very good point. Continue.
No, that was it. Continue. I don't want to cut you off.
No. I mean, the most important thing is that there's a problem with YouTube and the way they handle copyright strikes.
If you want me to divulge into that, so a lot of this, for those who aren't aware of what's happening with YouTube, this is not something that's new. This has been going on for years upon years. And the problem with this is if you're in a lower level of the totem pole, if you're not a big guy, if you're not giving them money, if you're not making them millions of dollars a month or a year, then 9 times out of 10, when you have a complaint or an issue because their automatic algorithms are, basically saying you're fucking up or destroying you, if they're not addressed or if humans don't address your issue, then you're asked out. They don't care. Now, say for example, PewDiePie, or I'll pick on Total Biscuit. Not that I want to pick on him. I love that guy, but they typically can get somebody to address their issue if they run into an issue. I've seen plenty of times where somebody's running Total Biscuit's videos on their own channel, and he's like, "Look, go after them. Please stop them from doing that," which he has a point. But a human addresses his complaints, his issues. Now, say if we ran into an issue with fair use, I've had an issue with videos before with YouTube, and it took months for them to finally get back to me, and they still didn't answer my damn question.
Right.
So yeah, it really depends on who you are and how high you are up on a totem pole. But the downside, though, like you said, if there are other places to go, but if you leave YouTube, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to get seen. Everybody goes to YouTube. Everybody posts their stuff on YouTube. YouTube went from this casual website many, many moons ago to the website that everybody uses. I mean, even big websites don't even post videos on their own site anymore. They go to YouTube.
I mean, even so much so, like, like, take a look at IGN. IGN still hosts their own videos just in case.
But they put them on YouTube as well.
Exactly.
And we've been talking about fair use and stuff like that, but Karl made a good point in the chat. Says, what if people don't know exactly what fair use is? So I'm just going to give you the rundown on that real quick here. Essentially, what fair use is, it's your ability to use copyrighted material without getting permission or having to pay the copyright holder, but you can only do it under certain circumstances, such as things like parody, criticism, news, educational purposes, or research. So essentially, when we talked about Team 4-Star getting taken down, they're basically doing a parody of Dragon Ball Z, things like that, or doing a parody of Attack on Titan, but they're also doing it in a way where it's
informative.
It's informative, where it does actually sum up, the episodes in what's called an abridged series, but they also make light of it and make a whole bunch of jokes, which is also parody. So that does fall under, fair use. And Team 4-Star, of course, was slapped a whole bunch of copyrights and had their channel taken down, which was resolved within 24 hours. But still, that's exactly what fair use is, if people were wondering.
All right, so pretty much, I'm on Stanford. I'm at Stanford University's website talking about fair use. Fair use is any copy of a copyrighted material done for a limited and transformative purpose. Like Josh said, to criticize or parody a copyrighted work. We can do that. For example, if I take Pokemon Red and Blue and I basically dub it, kind of like how Dorkly did with Pokemon Rusty, that's parody. And that's under fair use. That's not an illegal infringement. So, you can quote a few lines from a Bob Dylan song in a music review. You can copy a portion of Sports Illustrated magazine for use in a related court case. You can, do the Phoenix Wrong series. And that's because that's parody, that's still fair use. You can, I believe you might still be able to make money off of that. But even then, you don't want to risk it because, some people may not see it that way.
Yeah, typically you want to avoid making any type of money off of stuff like that, because if you start trying to profit off of copyrighted material, then that's when, fair use kind of gets thrown out the window and you get slapped with like a cease and desist order and then eventually a lawsuit if you don't follow that.
Yeah, so that being said, you look at it, that being said, people are getting punished. Smaller channels are getting punished for actually following this to the letter. While you see channels like Tyrone Magnus, I'm calling out channels, Tyrone Magnus and a lot of these other prank and reaction channels, who air, like for the reaction channels who air the full unedited trailer or full unedited video that they've taken without permission and make money off of that, basically taking away views from the people that made the video. And there's a lot of people, and if you go, again, referencing Grade A Under A, if you look at his video, he points clips to PewDiePie and a couple other people stating that, I'm sorry, reaction videos kind of suck. Kind of suck for taking the content without permission. Even though the Fine Brothers are exempt from that.
Well, the Fine Brothers are exempt from that because of the way that they format their videos. They only show extremely tiny, they're only really showing stills or 2-second clips. Absolutely. They're not showing entire contents. Like React channels will show an entire trailer or a video or something and a guy just sitting there trying to react to it. That's why people have such issue with React channels, is because they're basically giving away the content for free that other people are trying to make their money off.
Right.
Now, the funniest thing about this whole fair use thing, and if you actually want to read up about it, there's 2 nice little articles that I've done. Yes, I am plugging because I'm a shameless whore.
All right, Shawn Michaels.
Over on the Outerhaven.net, called the first one, Where's the Fair Use? One Video Sparks a Revolution, is all about the Nostalgia Critic's video and him having to go public with his fair use issues in order to get YouTube to resolve them. And the second one also covers the hashtag WTFU2 Team 4-Star YouTube channel killed by DCMA takedown. Just recaps the Team 4-Star story. But the stupidest thing about the entire thing is that YouTube has in place for a very select group of YouTubers a fund in which they will go out on these people's behalves and go into courts of law to defend their right for fair use. Jim Sterling, who does the Jimquisition, is one of these people. PewDiePie is another. I think Markiplier is another one as well. So basically, your big N guys, they're in a program which protects them and their fair use from this takedown system.
Exactly, which
their
is
own
wrong.
Takedown system, which is stupid, as it should be something that protects
Accessible to
all
everybody.
users.
Like I said, if you're not on the top of the totem pole, they don't care about you, which is, again, is wrong. And it sets a bad precedence because it basically states that, oh, if I'm a new guy and I'm starting out, that they're not going to have my back or they're not looking out for my interests. They're only looking out for the money. And that's exactly what it is.
Well, to be honest, like after all of this, there has been a little bit of a sort of a glimmer of hope, we'll call it. Susan, lots of letters in her last name. She has so many C's and I's in that goddamn thing.
Susan Wojcicki.
Susan Wojcicki, who is the head of YouTube, the CEO, recently put out, actually early this morning, my time, probably about 4 hours ago, actually, that thank you YouTube community for the feedback. We're listening, and she also tags Grade A, Under A, Channel Awesome, and I hate everything.
Yeah.
So obviously this whole thing of where's the fair use, let's make YouTube great again, which were the two main hashtags brought in for all of this, it has gotten the attention that it's been designed to get.
Yeah, and it's two different hashtags. There's the where's the fair use, and then there's the make YouTube great again.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like this started out as one man, Doug Walker, or the Nostalgia Critic, whoever you want to call him, went out there, made a video basically saying, "Here's the problem. I'll show you exactly what's going on my channel, because what's happening to me can affect all of you, and I want to fucking change it." All of a sudden, everybody's jumping behind it. You know, big guys, little guys. This thing turned into a digital revolution. And unlike a lot of these what I like to call slacktivist revolutions with the hashtags, this one is getting the job it needs done because it's been so direct the entire time.
Yeah.
So now it's gotten, the head of YouTube involved, and they are listening now, and they are getting this feedback. Hopefully now things will start to change, and the first thing that I'm sure a lot of us would like to see is Team 4-Star getting their channel back.
Oh, absolutely.
The only issue I see with that, and correct me if I'm wrong, typically when somebody loses their channel on YouTube, I don't think they get it back.
You know how many times Team 4-Star has gotten their channel back?
Have they gotten it back, or have they had a brand new channel recreated?
No, they've gotten it back.
Okay.
Like right now, Team 4-Star's channel is back.
Is it back?
It's
cool.
back.
Yeah. What happens once you get that copyright strike on and your channel is shut down? The only way to be reinstated is if somebody human at YouTube goes, take a look, and removes that copyright strike and reinstates your account. Otherwise, yes, you do have to start a whole new channel. So those who have the 3 strikes and have their channel shut down and completely gone, again, if it's not a human taking a look at their case, they're screwed.
Which means you, like, I would say you'd have to legitimately pester YouTube at a point, because that's extreme. I was gonna say that's extremely annoying to know that YouTube doesn't necessarily have your back, especially if you're a smaller channel. Like, keep in mind, we're a small channel. We have 730 subscribers.
Yeah, and they keep knocking them down because, the algorithm is really weird. We had more at one point, and then some might have went non-existent or some stagnated. And they're like, oh, you don't need those anymore. But, the point is we're a smaller channel.
the reason that type of thing happened, and this has happened to a lot of people, especially over the last week or so, is that every now and again YouTube will go through and do an account purge. These are inactive accounts that have been inactive for a year or so, or they're just accounts that are just created for the simple purpose of bumping up numbers. They will gut those accounts, and that way it's actual people counting as your subscriber base, which I personally, as much as it does make numbers drop, I would prefer to have actual people following my channel rather than a bunch of dead accounts.
I hear that. I agree with that, sir. But that's my only thing. Like, it just seems like YouTube doesn't have our back. And because YouTube doesn't have our back, like, it honestly, we've talked about, me and Mace have talked about this privately. And I don't know if it's okay to bring this conversation out, but it makes me personally nervous to even work on YouTube.
Well,
because of all the stuff that's going on.
That's why a lot of people, a lot of smaller sites, or a lot of small organizations on YouTube actually go to MCNs or multi-channel networks, because they offer a little bit of protection when it comes to things like this. But when you're by yourself and you're only partnered with YouTube, then yeah, you have no protection unless you're higher up there. At least with the MCNs, they actually help you.
Because you can sit down there and see, like, cats like Sam Pepper and all these cats out there doing, like, videos that are obviously breaking YouTube's community guidelines, and they're getting popular because people are too stupid to really recognize, like, dude, breaking laws actively, what's going on?
Well, Sam Pepper actually admitted that all of his prank videos were fake, so...
Yeah, well, that seems to be... That's very common. We've had a group over here do the same thing. They recently got in trouble for prank videos, actually got classified as terrorists.
Wow.
They said our stuff is fake. Yeah, well, when they dress up in traditional Arab garb and go and do pranks where they're throwing bags at random people, pretending
yelling Aloha snack bar, like...
Well, then you deserve that then. That's an ass.
Like, why are you throwing bags?
And the only reason why they started saying, "Hey, all our stuff was staged," was because the cops made them into a terrorism alert and basically raided their house.
And literally, you're on a watch list now, so you can't fly nowhere without people looking at you.
Pretty much. Sorry to sidetrack your point there, but
no. That actually kind of is relevant to the point. So keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen. I mean,
but that's the thing. Like, prank channels get protected up the arse and all that type of stuff. Hell, you could go on YouTube right now, type in Family Guy, and you'll find entire episodes of the show.
Oh man,
added to people's channels all over the place, and that is breaking fair use. That is breaking copyright laws. Yet those channels will always stick around. Yet somebody like the Nostalgia Critic or somebody like Grade A Under A, who do stuff in parody and satire, and review context as well, they get targeted 10 times more than these people that are uploading, that are actually breaking the law.
And a lot of what Grade A Under A said in his first video is that he would get hit with false copy, like people get hit with false copyright claims. Like, he brings up Sam Pepper again, who would legitimately go and create false copyright claims, which is against, the YouTube community guidelines.
Oh hell, I can give you a personal story from that. When I started up my gaming YouTube channel, I had permission from THQ Australia to upload one of the trailers for, at the time, the upcoming Darksiders 2 video game. Now, I uploaded that with full permission, put it in there and everything in the description, I have permission from THQ Australia, I got hit with a copyright strike by THQ USA for putting that trailer up. Even though I have permission from one of the arms of their very own company to put the trailer up.
Dude, same thing happened to us on a lot of our videos. Yep. We had to take a lot of videos down.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Like, I had to go through and look, like, we have permission to put all of this up. What's going on,
Yeah, and then YouTube like, oh, you have a copyright strike. I'm like, no, they sent us the video to put up on YouTube. And then I'm sitting there fighting, going through all these complaints. Like, see, permission. Oh, give us your permission. I just gave it to you, YouTube. Can you send it to us again? And it's like hands in the air, shrug, whatever. I'm done.
So you that's where you're looking at. That's where you're looking at. Where like or even so like Dark Souls trailer includes copyrighted content, even though we got the trailer to upload.
Yeah, I saw that today. I was like, wow, great. Because you're using music from an artist that is in the trailer that you told us to put up because you have permission. So if you have permission, wouldn't that mean everybody else who's using that trailer has permission?
Pretty much.
You would think so.
Logic, man, that's a thing.
But anyway,
but
I
that
think
being said, ladies and gentlemen, the problem that we have going forward is the issue with fair use, and I think I'm glad that YouTube is actually taking stock into what's going on, and I believe that's a very good thing for the future of YouTube. The only thing is now, where does it go from here?
We'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, it's a wait and see approach.
YouTube should be a bit more human on the interaction side. That they have to, I don't know, really have a much more human connection. That's basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's always been a complaint of YouTube, though.
Yeah, definitely. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna rock off and talk to a little bit of PC stuff because we got 2 PC topics coming up. One is related to Dota and a certain Valve quote unquote god that everybody seems to praise and love.
I don't.
When they come to take your money, people, the Church of Gaben.
I wouldn't say that, but
well, that's a lot of people. People are weird. So Gabe Newell spoke with IGN, and he basically fired people and called them names.
He did his best Donald Trump impersonation. Fired.
Not even that. You're an effing idiot. Like, yeah, that's his best impersonation. All right, so apparently, on Reddit, Gabe Newell stated that they fired commentator James Harding from Dota 2 Shanghai Major presentation, along with the production company behind the tournament, stating that James is an ass, and I quote, and we won't be working with him again. And as long as we're firing people, we're also firing the production company that we've been working with on the Shanghai Major. They will be replaced, and we hope to get this turned around before the main event. Harding announced that he was let go from the Shanghai Major last week following a segment. He plans to file his own statement soon, and Gabe Newell stated that they have issues with James at previous events. Some Valve people lobbied to bring him back for Shanghai, feeling that he deserved another chance, and that was a mistake. The Shanghai Major has also been plagued by streams going offline, frequent audio issues, and players unhappy with equipment, troublesome production values, and other technical problems since it began on February 25th. Today, there will be no panel due to limited production, according to caster Austin Walsh. And the Shanghai Major prize pool is worth $3 million. So, on a scale of 1 to Donald Trump, how salty is Gabe Newell?
Well, he's protecting his IP. And they want Dota 2 to be good. So if they had complaints with James Hardy, then yeah, they should get rid of him, point blank.
I agree with that. I 100% agree with that.
And while I do this, I have an issue with you, IGN. Seriously, guys, stop fucking putting autoplay on your videos and auto sound. And that keeps happening in this podcast. I apologize, people. But I'm sitting there and I'm reading their content for the stuff that we're talking about. And, oh, hey, look, a Vito comes to it. Oh, hey, it's loud as hell. Good job, IGN. That's terrible. But
anybody else has discussion on this?
Yeah, I'm just going to say this. Once the summer sale starts, no one's going to actually remember any of this ever happened. They'll be too busy throwing their wallets into their computers.
True that.
I've finally been able to get away from that. The Steam Summer Sale comes up, and all I got to remember in my head is 2 words: exchange rates, and that's it. I don't need to touch a goddamn thing.
See, for me it'd be like girlfriend.
Yeah, for me it's like, whoa, 90% off. Oh, it's still $75. Okay.
You ain't lying.
Yeah. All right, so Keith, do you want to keep this one off to you? Microsoft has been doing some really shady stuff in their app store. Games are apps, not games. Talk about that.
I really don't want to talk about it, but I must for my PC brethren.
You're the
So
one
Yeah,
that
please
brought
do,
it up in the
please
first
do.
place.
shut up. So anyway, as you know, Microsoft and by extension Phil Spencer has stated they are going to support the PC as a viable gaming platform. And for the most part,
I'm sorry,
shut
that was
up.
funny.
They've put a lot of different titles out there. They stated Killer Instinct's coming, which it is. Rise of the Tomb Raider is on the PC. Quantum Break will be making its way to the PC, and such and so forth. However, the issue with many of those games, with the exception of Rise of the Tomb Raider, is that they are going to be Windows 10 exclusive titles, meaning you can't play them on Windows 8. You must play them on Windows 10, and they will only be they'll only be available via the Windows Store. Okay, so for the most part, people are thinking, well, it's not really that big of a deal, right? Well, apparently there is a big deal because apparently the way these games are being handled in the store is they're actually being handled as applications or apps, if you like to call them, and they're not being considered games. So with that, that means there's a lot of functionality that is lost or features that won't be incorporated. And one of the biggest ones is there will be no SOI or no crossfire support. So that means if you got 2 or more video cards from AMD or NVIDIA, you ain't gonna be able to use it for SOI, which means low performance game. If you're trying to push like 4K or all the bells and whistles, and you have an SOI setup, ain't gonna work. Another negative thing is VSync is always enabled. VSync is used to stop tearing in games, but it also kills your frame rate. And a lot of people opt to not have VSync on. Well, you won't have that option to turn it off. And another big no-no is the fact that the game will not run in full screen. It will run in borderless full screen mode. So basically, it is a windowed mode that is full screen. That's also bad for frame rate because that also has been known to cause issue with frame rate.
And this is on PC World, am I correct?
This is on a couple different websites. I will actually post a link to that in the article when the podcast goes up.
All right.
But that also means there's a lot of things that you can't do. One of the biggest things for PC gamers and computers as a gaming platform is the ability to do custom mods. Well, if it's in Windows Store, it's protected, meaning you won't be able to modify it. That's a big no-no. There
I'm
are
looking on How to Geek about this right now, following you. So yeah,
you can't do any kind of overlays on the game. So you can't use anything like Fraps, or you can't use OBS. You won't be able to use XSplit, or you won't be able to use certain controllers. You can't use the Steam controller because it needs that. You can't access the EXEs, executable files, all that fun stuff. Certain macros won't work. Yeah, it's just a mess altogether. So, oh yeah, and unlike the Steam store, yeah, you can't use this on any other platform but Windows 10. And guess what? There's no refund. So if you buy the game and it doesn't work, you're asked out. Sorry, no refund. This just basically is just more bad news for the Microsoft camp, and I was really, really, really hoping that they would get their shit together. Just like I was really what's the word I'm looking for? I was behind their decision to push Quantum Break to the PC as well as Xbox One because it would help them sell more games. Now, if you're going to run a campaign like this and put this game on the PC and a clusterfuck situation that it's going to be in, then that's a different story, and I don't agree with that. At the very least, bring it to Steam, so give the people that buy the game some options. But if you're going to force them to Windows 10, you better off just not bring these games over, because 9 times out of 10, guys, we're not going to buy this crap. If you're going to shoehorn this stuff and basically say, this is what you get, take it or leave it, we're going to leave it. We don't need this crap. That you're basically doing the same thing you did with Windows Game. Was it Windows Live?
Windows Live?
Yeah, you're doing the same thing. You're messing up in the same exact way.
The way I see it,
we don't need that.
The way I see it is that eventually it'll get to the point where they'll have to fix this.
No, it won't.
And
no,
it shouldn't. You saying no, it won't. I'm saying there's a possibility. Remember, every possibility, no matter how slim, still exists.
Here's the thing: unless they port them over to Steam, which is it's still open to first-party and third-party games, unlike other systems like Uplay, which is only Ubisoft, Origin is only EA games, or even GOG, which they probably wouldn't do that in because there'll be no DRM-less copies of the game, so it would have to be on Steam just because of DRM protection. I don't see that happening.
Okay.
And because these are Microsoft published titles, I really don't see it happening.
I'll be honest with you. Do I hate it as much as you do? Hell yeah. I don't like this. This is stupid. You know what I mean? This is stupid. This is not right. This isn't justifiable. You can't justify this, and anybody who justifies this I'm sorry, you're a blithering idiot who's sitting down there having Microsoft bend you over and take you over its knee or whatever you want to say it, right? Anybody else? Anybody has final thoughts?
I do. Everybody who has Netflix, jump on, go get Fuller House, watch it.
Oh, yeah. How is that show so far? Anyway, nice.
I have no idea. I've been waiting for this. Like I was a Full House fan growing up. Okay. But to see a sequel where, they're basically, from what I've seen in the trailers and stuff, it's the same old house. It's the next generation of the family. I believe it's DJ comes back after being widowed. She's got 3 kids. The sister, Stephanie, and the crazy best friend move into the house. And Kimmy, that's right, Kimmy move into the house. And through the series, a lot of the old cast will be stopping in and doing that. The entire first season is out on Netflix. Best thing about Netflix, man, they put out an entire season in one shot, so if you want to binge watch it, you can straight away without having to wait 1 week for a new episode.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
So,
cool.
yeah, but the thing is, like, I love these type of, like, a revival show can be either good or bad. There's a lot of people who have recently found out with the X-Files season 10, shit can go bad when you have a revival. But it seems like there have been a lot of revival stuff that actually works well, or else we wouldn't be getting stuff like this happening. So the only way to keep it going is people got to get behind it, got to watch it. I'm sure at some point, hopefully one of us will put out a review, probably me.
I was planning on doing it.
Good! I like that idea. You do it. I know there's shit to do. But other than that, Pokemon.
That being said, Will, you have any final thoughts?
Well, I was about to talk to Josh about this, but I believe we're going to be having another A01 podcast coming up soon as well, right, Josh?
Isn't it called A1?
Yep. It's good. Well, it's whatever we want it to be. All right, it's our podcast. Shut up.
I'm sorry. I'm going with what you told me.
And yes, also look forward to that podcast because we're gonna be talking regarding to the new this past month of manga, and oh my god, the 3 volumes that I've read so far of Monster Musume, 12 Beasts, and Dragon's Riding. Oh, I think I'm gonna enjoy it. And plus, Fire Emblem Fates. Gotta go get my waifu.
Oh boy.
Oh wait, but
Boo!
do you mean Fire Emblem Fates localized by the same chick that was trying to talk about? I'm not even going to mention that because it's not kosher.
That's another topic for another day, my friend. That's another topic for another day.
It's child pornography. Anyways, Josh, final thoughts?
Yeah, I just want to end the podcast by saying that Clinton and Karl have absolutely no idea what they're talking about, telling you to go watch Fuller House. Erased shits all over that show. You should not waste your time watching Fuller House. You should spend your time watching Erased. And yeah, because it's a much better show. And yeah.
Have you even watched it?
Also, fuck Pokemon because the real Red Sun and Blue Moon belongs to Mega Man Battle Network. So go play that instead. It's only been out for like over a decade. You don't have to
Mega Man.
Go support your dead franchise, okay? Yeah.
Thank you, Mace.
It's alive in my dreams.
Keith, final thoughts?
Nope, I am finaled out.
On behalf of everybody here, I'm Clay Navigator Moment again. We're going to come back next week with episode 101. Like, we're past the threshold, finally.
But we won't have Dalmatians.
Bye.
Hello again, Editor-in-Chief of the Outerhaven Productions, Keith Mitchell here. Thanks so much for listening to another episode of our podcast. We really appreciate it, and we would love your feedback on exactly how we're doing for both our audio and our video production. And as always, guys, we do have a Patreon account set up over at www.patreon.com/theouterhaven. In case you want to help us hit our next goals, we always want to travel across North America and beyond for upcoming geek culture events. Comic-Con, New York, San Diego, PAX East, PAX Prime, Indicate, anything that's geek culture related, anime related, video game related. We really want to try and cover those events. So anything you can donate will definitely help us out in the long run. And again, that's patreon.com/theouterhaven.net. And thanks for checking out our last episode of the Outerhaven Podcast. We have many more to come, so stay tuned. See ya.